Oh, hello, everybody. Good evening, and I hope you are having a wonderfully awesome Friday evening. Of course, as you can see, it is that time of the week where, thank you so much, I like to coin as Figure Friday. Oh, yes, it is that special time of the week where we spend some quality time together and well, we basically nerd out about all things figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related of all kinds, shapes, colors, and sizes. Best believe anything of that sort you're going to find right here on this channel. And of course, we're coming at you live not only from the world of TikTok, but also from the world of YouTube. Because as you know, I am a sort of a dual streamer mashup, one of those things. Hello and good evening. I see you. I see that you made it. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're doing. Hope you're doing good. Thanks so much for heart me. Hope you're doing amazing. And of course, I'm also happy to say tonight's episode will mark episode 9 of season 8. We're coming up on episode 10. And of course, the first episode of the double digits of season 8. Oh my goodness, we're going so strong, and I'm so happy, so proud. But before the holiest of moments, before we get into the nitty gritty of tonight, I need you guys to do me a favor and go grab yourself something to drink, something to eat, a snack if you want to. If you haven't had any eats whatsoever, I need you guys to be able to keep up with all that, because it is essential. You are essential, and don't ever forget that, okay? So please go and help yourself. And don't worry about me. I had my dinner not too long ago. It was delicious, but I'm also chilling tonight with an agua fresca. It's hibiscus, and it's freaking delicious. I highly recommend it, honestly. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, dang. Oh, I missed it. It was Lucky Lenses. I'm sorry. I honestly did not notice. My apologies. My apologies. But thank you. I mean, whatever they look like. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Well, of course, if the music in the background is too loud, I do apologize because, as you guys know, I'm just trying to sort of break the silence because I don't like to be quiet in a room like this or something to do so. I hope you guys are enjoying. Ow. Yeah. Oh, heck, I had quite the adventure today at work. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, good lord. Well, I mean, thank you also for the lucky lenses. I appreciate it so much. Oh my goodness. Hello and greetings, Melly. How are you on this ostentatiously awesome Friday evening? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful night. Okie dokie. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, as you can see, folks, we have hit that 3-minute marker, so we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's episode. Great. Hope you're doing good. I mean, hey, I'm living. I'm alive, I'm thriving, I'm surviving. That's all I can ask for, right? But I do hope that you are doing well on your end, and I do hope that your family is also doing well. Make sure you tell them I said hi, all right? Thank you. Oh, yeah. But also, I want to say hello and welcome back for those who are just joining us, or if you're just joining us, or if you're watching this as a highlight on the YouTube channel, welcome as well. And now, as you guys know, tonight's episode, we are not only debuting 2 new additions to the pack this evening, but also I'm happy to say I'm debuting this wonderfully awesome shirt as well. It's of course the Super Metroid game that I actually did play growing up, and honestly it's one of my favorites, mostly because of the main character Samus Aran here. And of course I feel like I'm a little bit biased because the first Metroid game that I ever played was actually Metroid Prime on GameCube. And I mean, I didn't know who the character was at first. Hello and good evening, Lady Samira. Don't think I didn't see you. I'm just saying hi now before I forget. But it was sort of like a plot twist, if you will, because one thing that I did not know about that character was, I mean, honestly, I thought it was just another character in the suit, another man in armor. But ultimate plot twist, when they took off the helmet, I had no idea that it was a lady, a blonde bombshell of a lady. I had no idea. I swear, I was like, whoa, that's crazy, honestly. But that's best served for another time. So I invite you guys to please sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a deep breath, and just chill and mellow out with your boy. Because as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. So before I forget, okay, fine. It's you, me, the merchandise, and of course Mjolnir. Yeah, he says hello. Okay. So, as I mentioned, we are introducing two new introductions tonight. Both of them are actually warriors of their time, and I have seen them both in action. One of them, of course, who will be our first guest of the evening, mostly because it's customary, because the gentleman that I am, I want to introduce our leading lady of the evening. And of course, I wanted to also because she was quite the staple of a part of my childhood, mostly because she was oh my goodness, just a lot to take in. And of course, she had probably one of the most recognizable war cries. And yeah, you might notice it from probably past times, honestly. So please, ladies and gents, give our first big Wolfpack welcome to Miss Xena. But yes, that's right, folks. It's the warrior princess who has joined us, thankfully, after a mighty battle. Of course, flexing her muscles and everything. Thankfully, so much. Okay, there. Wait, any little sayings? No, okay. Okay. And there she is, Xena, warrior princess. Now, again, most folks recognize her because of the series, and a lot of other folks recognize her because of her war cry. I don't want to do it now because I'm not the best at it. Because honestly, that was her coin, and I don't want to step on it. So either way, she's right there. And of course, I did have to get my ears checked after. Of course, she did her little war cry. Oh, glad I didn't go deaf. Do it. Oh, good lord. I really don't know if I can. I mean, heck, it's been a while. I mean, because again, she was famous for that war cry. I don't think I can do it, honestly. I mean, maybe after we talk a little bit of history about Miss Warrior Princess here, maybe afterwards, then I will do it. Love Xena Warrior Princess. Honestly, I do too. I mean, her and Hercules back then were two of the main shows that I would always love to watch, honestly. But um, allow me to share a little history about Ms. Xena here. Now, as you guys know, she was played by the wonderful Lucy Lawless, and she was a legendary figure in ancient Greece and throughout the known world. And as a warlord, she was actually at the head of one of the most ruthless and destructive armies that the world had ever seen. And of course, with her lover, of course, Boreas, she actually traveled to numerous countries, making her name known and feared. Now, most notably, those took places. I'm sorry. Most notably, that took place in places like Siberia, Norseland, Britannia. I believe it was Japa and Chin. Now, those are now. I'm not talking about Japan. I'm not talking about China. Those are two completely different places. Chikorita, thank you so much for the heart me. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Um, but since you just joined, I will share the first character. You might recognize her as a pioneer from the 90s. It's Xena, Warrior Princess. Right there. Okay. I'm here. You're here. I can't believe that you're here and spending time with me, of all people. You know how gracious I am of that.
You know how this makes me feel. You know how much I appreciate you and all your contributions, yes? Because it is of great importance to me in my life.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, um, but thankfully, after being redeemed, however, by Hercules, she attempted to walk a path of redemption. And with her sidekick Gabrielle and also her best friend in the beginning, and then later she actually implied that she went from sidekick. I'm sorry, she went from best friend to lover and eventually soulmate. And she became renowned as one of the greatest heroes of all time, traveling to places also such as India and Egypt, fighting for the greater good while staying on that narrow path for redemption, and of course to keep the unity between her lover and of course with Hercules as well. So in a way, not only was she a most notable warrior, she was also an amazing friend. Oh my goodness. Wow, thank you so much for the star map Polaris. Oh, that's awesome. That was cool. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. So, for the star map Polaris, as I said, I will attempt to do the warrior princess call. And again, please forgive me if I butcher this because it's been forever, honestly. Okay, okay, okay. Now, as I remember right, it was when she was standing on like a crevice on the beach, and she would hold up her sword, and honestly, in a mighty, mighty tone, she would say, "Hey!" Something like that. Honestly, it's in that general vicinity parameters, So I could be wrong. Oh goodness gracious! But I did find out a couple of interesting fun facts about Miss Warrior Princess here. For example, did you guys know that Xena here is actually partially based on an evil warrior princess from an early 90s Hong Kong action film? Yeah, I kid you not. I mean, I didn't get a chance to look up which action film it was, but I do know for a fact that it was confirmed. The two similarities are definitely there. Oh, goodness gracious. And oh yeah, probably another interesting fact that I did find out about her is that would you believe if I told you that she actually at one point had her own breakfast cereal? Yeah, I kid you not. It was called Xena Warrior Princess: A Taste of Honey cereal. Honestly, had I known, I would have bought a box, maybe two or three, but I would have bought in a box of that. That would have been awesome. And oh yeah, probably the most interesting fact that I had uncovered about Xena was she actually at a time teamed up with Monster Slayer Ash Williams to fight against the Evil Dead, which was a monumental crossover in my opinion. Like honestly, that is so cool because I love Ash Williams. He's one of my favorite Monster Slayers, and I could watch him for days, honestly. And I just want to point out, we are at 2.7K likes. You guys are doing me so much justice right now, and I appreciate you so, so, so much. But first, I need a twig here.
Domino's best deal ever gets you any pizza with any toppings for just $9.99.
Yeah, buddy.
I love how
Mm.
much I can buy you save on insurance delivery.
That's some good agua fresca. Woo! On the left. Okay. And of course, she does come with a stand, which is very good because she needs to stand her ground. I mean, she's standing right now, but I mean, I might just keep it for purposes, I guess. I don't know. Phew. Okay. Now, I want to give you guys a chance to, make sure you're good, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're eating also if necessary, because I need you guys to keep up your health because it is essential. And believe it or not, I care about you and you mean a great deal to me. And of course, in case nobody has told you today, I'm proud of you. Okay? Don't forget that. Oh, goodness. Dang, I gotta tell you, man, heck, this music makes me want to get up and just fight somebody. Oh wow! Thank you so much for the bubbly kiss. Mwah! Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. You guys good? Okay. So next up, we are actually going to be stepping into another part of the ring to introduce another warrior who, believe it or not, defied the odds in a contest of strength, skill, and death. Now, some may call him a traitor to his country, but he was forever known as the man who once mastered a sport that was built on blood. So please, ladies and gents, give me one more big wolf pack welcome to Mr. Frank Dukes. But yes, that's right, folks. The Dim Mak Master and victor of the Kumite, and of course of the Bloodsport film, has also joined us this fine Friday evening. Oh my goodness, he's already assuming a very iconic pose. The fact that he's already got his stand, look at that. Woo! Again, another one of my favorite films, Bloodsport. I could watch it for days, never get tired of it, honestly. And of course, also because it gave us one of the most, catchy tunes, Kumite, Kumite, Kumite. I'm sorry. Spoilers. For those who haven't seen it, I want to give you guys a moment. If you have not seen it, or if you plan to see it, then I advise you to kind of step away or just honestly leave the premises. It's only because I don't want to be that kind of guy who spoils movies for those who haven't seen it. So I'm gonna give you guys a minute to think on it, consider it. Just take your time. No rush. No rush. Let's see here. Let me get this hammer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gotta tell you, this music makes me want to honestly just fly up out of here. Just take on villains with this, but I can't do that because honestly. Classic movie. Oh yes, indeed, classic movie. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue. Now, thankfully, after his daring win and, of course, his trip back to America, he has allowed us to share his history. So, Mr. Dukes here was actually trained in the ways of ninjutsu under Senzo Tanaka, along with his son, Shingo. And unfortunately, after the death of Tanaka's son, Senzo had promised to train Dukes as a member of the Tanaka clan. When Dukes actually learned at sort of a faster and more superior level, he actually received his invitation to the Kumite, which was an illegal martial arts tournament in the land of Hong Kong. And unfortunately, they did refuse to let him go, but that was only because of his contributions to the military. But thankfully, Dukes actually goes absent without leave. He said goodbye to his sensei and left for Hong Kong. And thankfully, at the time when he arrived, he actually befriends a fellow American, Ray Jackson, and their guide, Victor Lim. And of course, when they arrive in the Kumite arena, the other fighters around him are sort of skeptical, because they look at him and think, wow, this guy doesn't really belong here because, he's not like us, like fighters, like warriors. But that all changes because upon hearing that, when Dukes actually, when they learned that Dukes was actually representing the Tanaka clan, they actually sort of asked him to sort of demonstrate his skill on sort of a very how can I put this? A very intricate and yet focused way by demonstrating what was known as the Dim Mak, or the Death Touch. And of course, thankfully, he was able to focus enough to where he could break a certain brick in, like, I think a stack of maybe 9, I think it was. Yeah, full stack up like that. And of course, he was able to break them and, of course, impress the judges enough to where he was accepted into the contest. And of course, after the initial rounds, Frank had made it to the finals where he met Chong Li, who was basically, basically a villain incarnate, because the one thing that separated them was that Frank, he was there to knock his opponents out, whereas Chong Li, he would basically end up killing them by any means necessary. And of course, if you guys don't know who Chong Li is, I invite you to watch the film Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Then you'll know who he is, honestly. Because he played Bolo in that film. But veering off point here, another time, put it over there, next time. And of course, when Dukes, after a harrowing battle, Dukes actually had become sort of enamored, and earned favor with the crowd. That was only because he ended up breaking a record that was set by Chong Li for the fastest knockout. And of course, over time, he became involved with an American journalist known as Janice Kent, who was investigating the secrets of the Kumite. Unfortunately, one day she got into it with a bad crowd, and of course, she almost got herself hurt. But thankfully, when Frank stepped in, he was able to save the day, and of course, saving her. So we fast forward just a little bit to day two, when she actually ended up sneaking into the arena, agreeing to a date with another spectator. Much to Frank's surprise. And of course, when his friend Jackson was actually matched against Chong Li, and of course, he at one point, he did prove his strength. He did gain the upper hand, but only for just a moment, because he left the focal point where he was gloating instead of finishing Chong Li off. Because in that split second, Chong Li recovered and ended up brutally beating Jackson and nearly succeeded in killing him. Unfortunately, he was hospitalized and he was unable to continue the contest. And in that moment, Frank actually vowed to avenge him. After seeing the brutality of the tournament, Janice argues with Dukes and tries to convince him not to go back, honestly. Now, of course, he refuses, and he tells her that he has to win in order to become the best he can be, while at the same time, proving a point that he can avenge his fallen comrade. Now, um, during Chung Li's last fight against Chuan Ip Meng, of course, Li came out on top by killing him, much to the charging of the crowd, and of course, the hype of the crowd. However, what he didn't know was that when Frank stepped into the ring, he was actually able to gain favor with his crowd. And unfortunately, Lee, fearing defeat, he actually concealed a salt pill in his waistband before the final match. Now, we fast forward just a little bit into the fight the two are having, and when Dukes actually got the upper hands with his skill, Lee cheated him and blinded him with the salt pill. And now, unfortunately, this kind of activates Frank's fight or flight response, because he's forced to take a moment to remember the training that was taught to him by Sensei Tanaka. And thankfully, it actually taught him to fight blindfolded. So, in a way, this was like a new level that Frank had to remember and sort of gain. And thankfully, he was able to regain the advantage and defeat Chong Li, where in that moment, everything in him was just, screaming, just do it, just crack it, crack his neck, get it over with. However, he remembered his humility, and he was able to make Chong Li shout, Mate, which is basically saying, I give up. And in that moment, after sparing his life, he claims his prize, and of course, he claims the Kumite contest and competition as champion. Whew, goodness gracious. Let me get a little speak here. Cheers. Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Whoa, sorry for the turbulence, folks. I have a little competition right there, Okay, so I did actually find out some interesting facts about both Frank and, of course, the film Bloodsport. Did you guys know that throughout that entire film, there were actually no stunt people? Like, nobody had stunt doubles, stunt people whatsoever. Every fighter who was in that film were based off of some type of fighting skill or martial art that they knew, coming down from kung fu, karate, Muay Thai, all kinds of contests, all kinds of skills. I'm sorry, were mixed into that competition. So, um, oh yeah, and probably one of the more interesting facts that I did find out is boiling down to the one who played Frank Dukes, which was actor Jean-Claude Van Damme. there was a time where it was learned that Van Damme, he actually knocked out one of the guys for real in the film. Now, do I know who it is? Yes. Do I want to spoil it? No, because I want you guys to watch the film if you haven't seen it already, or if you have seen it, go back and see if you can't recognize that character, who he knocks out. Oh, yes. And of course, probably the most interesting fact that I did find out, this goes to my gamers out there. Did you guys know that this movie is basically almost single-handedly responsible for the creation of the Mortal Kombat video game? I kid you not. Honestly, I kid you not. Because if you think about all the similarities between the film Bloodsport and, of course, Mortal Kombat, and, of course, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, believe it or not, he was the inspiration for Johnny Cage. Because if you pay attention to the first Mortal Kombat edition of Johnny Cage, the costume that he's rocking is the same one that Frank is actually rocking in the film. You don't believe me? Go have a look for yourself. I highly recommend it. Oh, goodness gracious. But, you know what? With that being said, I am going to end this episode right here. Feel free to hit the subscribe button when it does appear here, or feel free to sample either one of these fine videos when they do appear here. I will be shooting over to my Twitch to do some gameplay of the newly released Resident Evil Requiem game that dropped today. I hope you guys will come over and watch, and of course, watch me freak out, and of course, yap some more if you want to. So, until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, be zen as always, be kind to your animals, and be kind to yourselves as well, okay? Don't forget that. And of course, you're awesome. Peace.